You ready? Okay. So Serena Williams said, "I've had to fight all my life. Got to learn to keep smiling. If you keep smiling, things will all work out." So who all knows Venus and Serena Williams? I'm sure a majority of you guys do, but if you don't, they are sisters and they are professional tennis players. They have dominated the tennis game for over a decade. Personally, I've always been a huge sports fan, as I'm sure most of you guys understand. But I think it's great when women are successful in sports because it doesn't happen that often. Venus and Serena Williams are great athletes, and I also think that they are wonderful public figures. Today I will talk about their background, how they impacted sports and tennis, and the sisterly bond that they have. Can you start with that?
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Tennis player. I'd like to be a tennis player.
Two black girls from Compton probably weren't supposed to ever play tennis, and let alone be really good at it. My dad is the one that had the most revolutionary ideas in terms of changing the game.
I written a plan before they were born, 78 pages. The plan was for both of them to become #1 in the world.
It really surprised me when both of them were that good.
My parents told me it'd be #1 in the world. I was brainwashed.
When she won her first pro tournament, the media just went through the roof.
I was there, I was watching, just couldn't believe it.
I went up to Richard and I said, "I think you got the next Michael Jordan on your hand." And he goes, "No, brother, man, I got the next two."
Serena Williams is still getting better and better and better.
Sisters just 15 months apart. What would be the odds they could not only choose the same profession, but dominate it?
Their style is very independent and quite rebellious, and that's part of who they are and why people pay attention.
There's a lot of jealousy, there's a lot of resentment, there's an intimidation factor.
I'm getting married in November.
Congrats.
Right now I'm fearful of the pressure, but I have to overcome all that.
Surprising announcement by Venus Williams that she is pulling out of the U.S. Open to tend to her health.
And there's not a sport that tears your body up worse than tennis. A tennis player doesn't have a long career.
The tragedy for every athlete is age. The inevitability of not being able to pursue your dream because your body won't follow you.
I wanted to go out and know for sure that I couldn't play.
Everybody has been talking about the return of the Williams sisters.
Venus Serena transcended the sport.
Through their injuries, it's kind of woken people up to the reality that there would be a tremendous void when they're gone.
Okay. So moving right along, I'd like to start by talking about the early life of Venus and Serena Williams. According to Bard, the director of the documentary of Venus and Serena Williams, Venus was born in California, and a year later, Serena was born in Michigan. When they were younger, they moved to Compton, California, and if you guys don't know, Compton is pretty bad and known for its gangs and violence that they have there. When they moved to Compton, that's when they started their tennis career. That's when they started training. Serena was 4 years old when they started. They both were homeschooled, so this also helped with practice time. They got to have a lot more time practicing with their dad. Their dad, Richard, was their first coach. He would wake them up at 7 in the morning to hit balls, using balls outside. And some days they would practice for up to 6 hours. Their dad may have not been an expert at tennis, but he knew before they were born exactly what he wanted for them. He actually learned tennis by just watching it and watching videos to learn how to play tennis. Later, they moved to West Palm Beach to be coached by Rick Mackey. He coached them for a while, but then Richard, their dad, decided to pull them out, and he also pulled them out of juniors for tennis. And Venus was 11 when when he decided to pull them out, and she was 64-0. She was ranked number 1. He decided to pull them out because he wanted them to focus on school and focus on their studies. When he pulled them out of juniors and out of coaching from Rick, he took over coaching them again. And it's really weird that they didn't play juniors. The normal routine for tennis is to play in juniors, get your name out there, become famous, and then they go to professionals. And it was also really weird that they were still completely publicized, even though they weren't even playing in the public eye. But just everyone had already known about them from when they were 10. Now that we understand their background, I'd like to get into the impact that they've had on tennis and its sports. Serena is actually number 1 right now, and she holds the most titles combined amongst any active players, male or female. Harrowit said that Venus and Serena both went pro when they were 14 years old. Venus and Serena have both been ranked number 1 in singles and in doubles. They're doubles partners usually, because that's when one's injured. Venus holds 45 singles titles and 21 doubles titles, and Serena holds 63 singles titles and 22 doubles titles. Before they entered the tennis world, no one really cared about it. It wasn't really that big of a deal. But once they entered it, I feel like they renewed the interest of people in tennis. Furthermore, I'd like to discuss the sisterly bond that Serena and Venus have. They grew up training together, training with their dad, training with different coaches. They had always been training together. And once they got professional, they were doubles partners, so they had to work together and they both understood that. But also on the other side, they were singles, so they both ended up competing against each other pretty often. So you can imagine how that could be. But at the end of the day, they were still the best of friends. They would always try to motivate each other and help each other get better, giving tips here and there, anything that they could do to help each other. And like you saw in the video, they even lived together. In conclusion, Venus and Serena Williams have impacted sports, especially for females. I think that they're great female models for sports and how successful they were. And they have a great sisterly bond that is unbreakable. They had a rough road living in Compton, moving, not being in the juniors. They had a lot of challenges that they had to face with injuries, and their impact was great on sports.